Hello, my friends. Thanks for your waiting time. Okay, let me introduce myself. Firstly, uh, this is William. I'm a technician of a high target technical team. I have worked for 5 years in high target. Uh, very pleasure to share my topic with you today. My topic is essential method of and practice of quality control. Why I want to share this topic with you? Because our company has the culture. It has a sentence. Product quality is a is the company life, and the life only once. So let's go to the contents. My topic contains three parts. Part one is benefits of the quality control. Part two, precautions for product use. Part three, regular inspection and maintenance. Okay, let's go to the first part, benefit of the quality control. What is the quality control? I think this is a professional uh, question for every company. Product product quality refers to the characteristics of the product that meets the requirements for use. It contains six aspects: longevity, reliability, appearance, economy, safety, performance. Why do we need the quality control? I think there is no perfect product in the world. Proper maintenance will provide better user experience. The first point, it can make product performance as close to optimal as possible. The point two, it can improve product durability, increase product device life. The point three, it support customers' operations, reduce issues, and improve efficiency. The final point, it can reduce time. It reduce your time at financial cost. So I think there are many benefits for us. It is very important. It is very important for us. Part two. This chapter, I will share you some product precautions. The first one is GNS receiver and controller. The first point, receiver and controller transportation requires enhanced protection against low interval cable and screen damage. The point two, it should be stored in a dry and cool room temperature environment. Direct sunlight, high temperature, and strong light will accelerate the aging of the product material. Especially, IH30 cell is made of industrial rubber. High temperature and humidity are easy to deformation of the shell. The point three, avoid direct sunlight of the screen when stored. Avoid high temperature environment as far as possible when used. Long-term exposure will affect the life of the screen. Point four, avoid contact with highly corrosive gases and liquids when used. After work finish, the device should be cleaned, especially the controller generally contains rubber such as IH30 uh, or other controller, Community A7. The switch can easily lead the rubber agent. The five points reduce the number of the unnecessary jobs during use. Although our product supports the 2 meters freefall resistance level, heavy and multiple impact will damage or deform the thread of the connection. The sixth point, after receiver and controller are exposed to water or rain, please dry them as soon as possible to avoid water vapor infiltration and corrosion of the motherboard or other parts. Too much fuel can cause bigger damage. Next is external radio. Why I want to share the external radio with you? Usually, our many customer have the picture. Why the distance is too short? Why is the distance too short? So today I will share you some suggestions about the external radio using. The first point, when you use the external radio, check the battery voltage requirement range according to the manual. If the voltage is too low, the working distance will be affect the performance. Performance will degrade. If you use a car battery, test the voltage value before using it. Too low voltage will shorten the working distance or not work properly. The second point, when the external radio is used for power supply, be careful not to connect power reversely. Keep the battery away from water and take rainproof measures. The third, the working distance of the external radio has a great relationship with the height of the erection position. The higher the position, the longer the working distance. The working distance is about 10 kilometers when erected in an open position, such as a roadside square. After our test, if base is 5 meters higher than lower, the working distance can reach more than 20 kilometers. So this point is very important for the external radio worker distance. The fourth, if you are working at a close range, such as 5 kilometers or 8 kilometers or 10 kilometers, you can use low and medium power to save power. If you are working at a long distance, such as more than 15 kilometers, you can use the high power mode. The five points, keep away from the strong magnetic interference area when using. Electromagnetic interference will affect the transmission distance and the transmission stability. Okay, let's go to the GIS collecting device. GIS controller and accessories. The first point, for GIS product, the screen size is relatively large. Pay attention to the protection of the screen during transportation. You can add foam wrappers on one side of the screen. It can protect screen. It can prevent the screen damage. The second point, please place in a dry and cool room temperature environment. The temperature is about 15 to 35 degrees. Direct sunlight, high temperature, and hot humidity environments will accelerate the aging of the deformation of product material. Because GIS product is mostly wrapped in rubber, which is easy characteristics. corrosion and aging. The third point, avoid direct sunlight at high temperature environments as much as possible. Excessive exposure to high temperatures will affect the life of the screen. The fourth, avoid contact the highly corrosive gases and liquids. After use, the product should be cleaned. In particularly, controller generally contains rubber. Sweat can easily cause rubber aging. Clean, clean, clean it with wet wipes as soon as possible. Point five, reduce collisions during use, especially the connection position between additive mode and controller. A serious collision may damage the interface and cause failure, such as field connection. After finished work, it is recommended to uninstall the related kit. The final point, after the controller is dropped into water or rain, please dry it as soon as possible to avoid the infiltration of the water vapor and causing unnecessary damage. If the instrument has obvious water ingress and can't power on, please don't continue to turn on to prevent the secondary damage. If the equipment is damaged, you should ask our technician for help or guidance. Nextly is optical. Optical such as photo station, theodolite, auto level. The first point, the optical device has a complex structure. So the precaution is very important for this device. The first point, optical products have complex mechanical structure and are easily affected by vibration. Therefore, there must be fixed in the original plastic books during transportation to avoid large bumps and vibrations as much as possible. The second point, the device should be placed in a dry and cool room temperature environment. Direct sunlight, high temperature, and strong light will accelerate the aging of product materials. The screen is easy to aging and yellow under the long-term direct sunlight. The point three, use environment. Avoid prolonged exposure under strong light to make the surface temperature of the instrument too high. And it is recommended to work under an umbrella to avoid the impact of the environment on the accuracy and other performance when strong light. The fourth point, handle it gently during use. When set up station, ensure device stable and fixed to avoid the mentioned before. The final point, avoid contact the highly corrosive gases and liquids before, after use. After use, the product should be cleaned, especially the optical lens. It is recommended to wipe with cotton and alcohol. The sixth point, under normal circumstances, the equipment should be calibrated when it is used or prevented for 2 to 3 months. If the device encounter large vibrations or collisions, you should also perform related correction operations. Please contact our technician for help or guidance. The final point, the equipment is forbidden to be exposed to wind for a long time. Once the water is soaked, please take out the battery and don't turn on again. The contact our technician. We will help you disassemble the machine and dry and perform the mechanism. The next is marine actual thunder. Actual thunder working environment is very also it's also very complex. Uh, uh, Usually we use it in the river. In the river, the water maybe can make our device damage if you are not pay attention on the using precautions. The first point, please store in a dry and cool room temperature environment. Direct sunlight, high temperature, humidity will accelerate the aging of the screen, the transistor, rubber, cable, and other materials. The second point, or transportation, it should be placed in the original plastic box for reasonable arrangement, which will prevent damage to uh, the instrument due to bumps or and collision on the way. The point three, the device should be placed in a dry place, far away from the water to prevent water slashing and soaking. Once water enter into the device, please turn off the power and disassemble the matching for cleaning, or seek guidance from our technician. The fourth point, handle it with care when using, and pay attention to the fixed method to prevent the equipment from falling over. The five points, don't work for a long time in strong corrosive area. The next point, after use, clean the product tint with damp clothes to prevent product corrosion and store it in a relatively dry place. The seventh point, correct running during use. Reverse connection can easily damage the motherboard. The voltage should meet the requirements and keep stable. The power should be away from the water and water to avoid safety issue. iBoat series. The first point is also should be stored in a dry and room temperature environment. Direct sunlight at high temperature and the high humidity will accelerate the aging of rubber parts and metal parts. The next point, pay attention to the fall protection during transportation. Prevent the equipment damage from drought and shakes during transportation. The third, before use, please check whether the relevant accessories are complete, as well as the functional inspection of related components, such as the battery power, whether the propulsion motor is working. The waterproof interface on the propeller and the hull should be tightened to prevent water ingress. The fourth, handle it with care when using to reduce the unnecessary collisions. Pay attention to the safety inspection of the water area. pay special attention to the water area with too much water plants, which may affect the product performance or cause the thruster to fail. The 5 points: avoid working for a long time in strong corrosive area. Avoid corrosion of the equipment. The 6 point: after use, rinse the skins with clean water and dry the water with a towel to prevent aging problems such as equipment rust and store it in a dry place. The next point: after use, please turn off the power in time and disassemble related models, some models and accessories to avoid some damage caused by collisions. The final point: don't charge the battery in an unsupervised environment. Keep away from the high temperature area and flammable objects when charging. Cost, cost-wise, the first point before setting up station, conduct a field survey away from the environment with high shelter and high electromagnetic interference. The second point: pay attention to waterproof and anti-corrosion protection measures of the VNet. The third point: the installation environment, power supply, and the network must be stable to guarantee the stable operation of the port network. Point 4: as the software firmware may be customized the software. The upgrade is to be cautious. It is recommended to consult our technician for help or some guidance in advance. The point 5: according to the data storage size, the data should be transferred and cleaned regularly. The final point: important customer account information folders should be backed up to prevent data loss due to accidental reasons. The next part is lead battery. The battery is very important for us, for our device, and the safety issue also is very more important for everyone, because if the battery have some issue, maybe it can cause the safety issue. Okay, there are many suggestions about the lead battery. Removable battery. The first point: the storage temperature of lead battery is generally about -10 degrees to 45 degrees, and should be stored in a dry and ventilated environment, away from the flammable materials. And metal contact should avoid contact with metal objects to prevent the danger of short circuits. The second point: please charge battery power to 30% to 70% before store. This point also is very important. If it not met this requirement, maybe your battery your battery will damage if can't support the device turn off after you use. The third point, the battery should be discharged after 3 months of storage, and then charge the power to 17% again for storage. The fourth point, transportation environment. The temperature should not exceed 65 degrees, and foam should be installed and for protection. After the battery is damaged, flammable and easy to cause danger. The 5th point, when charging, use the standard matching charger and keep away from high temperature environment and flammable objects. The 6th point, the supporting charger has an overshoot protection design. But in order to prevent accidents, please remove the battery in time after being full charged. The 7th point, if the battery is swollen and cracked, it is forbidden to continue using. The final point, after work finished, please remove the battery. Don't drop it in the device. Built-in battery, it is similar to the removable battery. I will give you some different suggestions about it. The first point is the device should shut off during storage, and the battery power range also should keep 30% to 70%. The second point, the equipment will undergo a discharge process every 3 months of storage, and then recharge the power to 70% for storage. The third point, when charging, use the standard matching charger and keep it away from the high temperature environment and flammable objects. The final point, the matching charger has a overshoot protection design, but in order to prevent accidents, please unplug the charger after fully charged. The final part is regular inspection and maintenance. I will share you three parts in this chapter. The first part is receiving inspection. Before shipping, we will conduct the final inspection to ensure the quality of the shipped product. However, due to the long distance transportation and uncontrollable factors which may affect the quality of equipment, such as fraud operations during transportation, collision caused damage to equipment. Therefore, please check the following items in time when receiving the goods. The first point, check whether the outer packaging is complete and damaged. The second point, check whether the number of accessories are complete. The third, check whether the appearance of the device has bumps and scratches, and whether the basic functions such as switching on and off are normal. The fifth point, check whether the appearance of accessory is bumped and scratched, and whether the function is normal. There is a reminding. After receiving your good, be sure to complete the inspection of the good within 30 days. If find any issue, please feedback high-target technical team and so on. Don't miss the best processing time for return or exchange. The second part is device periodic inspection. It is necessary to check the storage status of the equipment regularly. It is recommended to check the storage status of the equipment once every 3 months to judge if the equipment can't be sold due to the influence of the environment. For example, the humidity environment causes the product and or equipment become moldy, or related parts are aging. If you find similar issues, please improve the storage environment in time or take effective measures to avoid related problems. The storage environment can be arranged according to the characteristics of the equipment mentioned in the second chapter. The second point, batteries should be discharged every 3 months. Then recharge to 70% and then continue to store. The third point, there is a button battery inside the HDMI and the HD light. Please turn on and run the device every 3 months. The third point, pre-delivery inspection. Before the equipment is sold, the status of the equipment should be checked in advance to prevent unnecessary unexpected problem. If the product is stored for a long time and improperly maintained, failures of unknown reasons may occur. Timely inspection can avoid some unnecessary losses. This will be critical to customer experience. Before the product is delivered to the customer, the product must be inspected. You can refer to the product shipment inspection record sheet to inspect each item one by one. After the inspection is qualified and the shipping standard is reached, the goods can be shipped. If there is a problem or other issues, if you can calibrate it and it can reach the shaped standard, then you can send it to your customer. If the correction is not possible, please contact our technician for help. We can provide you the professional suggestions or other guidance. In order to manage your products, you can refer to our company's shipping inspection form and simple handling specification to establish and form your own set of product management procedure to keep the product in the best condition when they enter the market, which can reduce the number reduce the issue reduce the issue in the market. Question feedback so that the customers have the best product experience. I will send you the related folders by mail. This is the final part. Okay, my topic here it's end. If you have any issue or some questions, you can contact me by the email or Skype, WeChat. Welcome to your question. I will very pleasure to share my idea with you. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your watching. Thank you.